It's day 32 of Sport SA Daily Diary, and today we're joined by Netball South Africa's latest sharpshooter, Sigi Burger. How's it going, Sigi?
It's going really well, thank you. I'm really, weirdly enough, I know everyone is struggling in this lockdown, but I've really been enjoying the lockdown. Weirdly, it's given me time to improve things, especially in my netball game that I never had time to, and get strong in different aspects. So it's been good. It's been busy, weirdly enough.
You're not obviously in South Africa at the moment. You're in the UK. A little bit more lenient there in the UK. You're allowed to go out and do a bit of exercise. Have you been getting out?
Yeah, we're allowed 1 hour of exercise every day. The government has allowed it, so I've been getting out as much as I can, going to the cricket pitch to do my repeated sprints or going on 5K runs or whatever. So yeah, we still obviously everything is locked except the grocery stores and stuff. But Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, encourages everyone to at least go for an hour's exercise a day. So yeah, it's been good.
You guys are lucky there. It certainly beats running around the garden 500 times here.
I know. I've seen people running 2 oceans distances and things in their backyard, and I'm just like, you're crazy.
So it's certainly been tough. So you've had an amazing netball career, and we'll get on to that shortly. Was netball always a sport for you, right from being a young girl?
Yeah, definitely. I come from quite a sporty family. So my dad was a really good 800-meter athlete. My mum played SA Top 10 netball. My cousin and uncle may have played a little bit of Springbok rugby. But yeah, so from young, I was always introduced to balls and everything. And when I was 4 years old, that's my youngest memory. I remember I was in pre-primary at school. And at second break, or when the kids went home, my mum would come take me out of class, and then she'd go dump me with the under-7 netball team. And then I would be 3 years younger than them and forced to train with them. But I absolutely loved it. So it wasn't too bad.
Did you have the height advantage from a young age?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's not lie. I was like this, and then I was 4 years old and so tall, and those 7-year-olds are so big. So yeah, no, the height advantage has always been there.
Oh, it's certainly beneficial again. And with such a sporty and well-rounded family, did you feel pressure in terms of having to be able to compete at a high level from a young age, or were they just encouraged?
I think it was encouraging for me, especially because I think I'm a girl. It was easier. So, my mom was literally 1994, the last time she played SA Top 10. So everyone knew, Barbara's daughter should play netball, but I don't think anyone expected it. Whereas my brother, he was obviously a boy, and because my cousin at the time was quite relevant at the time, everyone would be like, he definitely has to become the new big rugby player in the school. And for my brother, I think that was a lot of pressure. But so he quit, left rugby from under 8. But for me, obviously, I was just nah. But also, I think I was quite good at it. So for me, and I am the oldest, so I'm super competitive. So from a young age, I knew I wanted to be a full-time netballer. So yeah.
And growing up in Somerset West, did you have the opportunity to play against some of the top schools in the Western Cape?
So I actually, weirdly enough, when I was 1 year old, we moved down to Bredasdorp. Do you know Bredasdorp? Yeah, so Bredasdorp at the southernmost tip of Africa, and I went to Bredasdorp Primary School. And from 7 to 13, we played people in our area. So we played a bit of Caledon and Hermanus. So that's about as far as we stretched. And we were really good. But when I went to high school, I went to La Rochelle Girls High School in Paarl. And that's where I managed, for the first time in my life, actually got proper competition. And we played a little bit more. We played a few teams touring from Potchefstroom and places like that. So, yeah, that's when it got a bit more serious and
And have you
But
always been?
in terms of like opportunity, growing in Bredasdorp, yes, there was lots of opportunity. Like apart from the netball, I was being coached by what I thought at the time was the best coach in the world, which was my mum. But yeah, apart from that, also like being in Bredasdorp, everything is a 10-minute drive, so I could do ballroom dancing, horse riding, athletics, swimming, like everything. So it was good. It like allowed a person to grow up all rounded and be able to play outside and everything. So yeah.
So your mom sounds like she's been quite influential on your career.
She was in the beginning quite, yes. She kind of was like, you will. But yeah, the first few years she was quite influential. So, but it's good. I'm not complaining because I mean, look where I'm now. So, yeah.
Tell me, have you always been in an offensive position, goal shooter or goal attack?
Yes, I've always played. I played one like provincial tournament at goalkeeper, but I mean, I was a baby girl, and I think they just saw height and they thought chuck her in the back. So yeah, properly, I've only played goal attack and goal shooter my whole life. So, yeah.
And so you really came to the fore at the for the SA University team when the South African team actually won the SA or the World University Netball Champs in 2016. How was that experience for you at quite a young age?
No, it was amazing because that 2016 is like my most memorable year, as I debuted for the Proteas as well that year, and I was just 20 years old. And firstly, we had played World Uni Netball Champs in Miami, so like America don't even play netball. We somehow ended up in America, which was so cool. But yeah, no, it was a good opportunity and like good exposure because we played against Jamaica in the final, and I played with like torn ligaments. I had a grade 3 ligament tear like on the back of my heel and a grade 2 ligament tear in the front of my heel because I injured myself on the first day, and obviously they just decided, nah, we're just going to strap it up, rested like 2 days, the prelim rounds and semi-finals and finals. We'll just chuck her on with the broken foot, like such a big ankle. She's just going to stand in anyway and just jump on one leg and shoot. So no, it was a really good experience. Absolutely loved it. Played against some really tough competition. So I don't know how we managed to win when I now look back at who we played, because they're quite big names now in the international netball world. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I played you with a broken ankle, but it worked. So not complaining.
One, just have shown your importance to the team. That must have been quite a feather in your cap.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just got lucky, I guess. I think the coach just believed in me and she was just like, nah, she can play. I don't think I was the greatest, but I guess the backing helped, so it was okay. Not too bad.
Oh, you're seeming a little bit modest there, see, because following on from that in 2016, you went on and made your debut for the Proteas against Wales. That must have been a goosebump moment for you.
Yeah, it was something going into 2016. Like, if you had to like ask me what my goals for the year were, I would never have. I mean, I would have always dreamt of playing for the Proteas, but I would never have thought it would actually happen at such a young age. Yeah, obviously a person has to be a bit ambitious, but yeah. So when we had played the Brussel Fruit Netball Premier League. And I had an okay-ish tournament. I may or may not have won shooter of the tournament. And then after that, the squad was announced. And I was just like, sick, this is cool. I have a bit of competition in this group. But for the first time, it was weird because I was in a squad with like amazing names like Carla Proteas and, you know, that caliber of player. And I'd never spoken to them in my life. You must think, I remember I was a baby girl and I just like played matches against them. So I was like, oh, so scared because growing up in Afrikaans culture, you very much know your hierarchy. And yeah, no, it was amazing to like firstly meet them and see. And then the trials went okay. I only shot 2 balls missed in 3 days of trial. So yeah, I guess they we'll chuck her in the team. And yeah, being able to like debut then on like in the third and final test match, I was just like, this is cool. Like I was very nervous when Norma Plummer looked at me and she's like, Zigs, go warm up, you're going on. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, it was cool because like I said, these people who I look up to, when I came on court, they were like so supportive and like, oh my gosh, you got this. So that was cool. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's definitely a moment to remember. Not photos to remember because we played in this hideous mustard yellow kit. So we won't ever share photos of that day, but just the memories of the court time was great.
We may have to dig up some of those photos. 2018 then became a big year for you guys. You were off at the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah. So that was also something I wasn't expecting. 2017 was the year that nothing happened because I was with the SA Under-21 12 baby Proteas, and we played the Saturday. We played a test match against England's Under-21s, and I was fortunate enough to be captain of that. The Monday I joined the Proteas. That Monday morning I did my ACL and MCL and had MPFL like also gone. So I took the whole 2017 to rehab and recover and like make sure I'm strong so that when I come back I can smash it. And then obviously going into 2018, I hadn't played netball in a whole year and all that. And so I was initially not even in the Commonwealth Games team. Then I flew home to South Africa for Easter holiday from England. And then I got a call up as I landed and they said, nah, you're flying now to Gold Coast. Congrats. Someone got injured. And yeah, so that was an amazing experience that I wasn't expecting whatsoever. And yeah, it was okay, I think.
You guys, it was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, we did quite okay, given that Lenise Potgieter is the one who got injured and I got the call up in her place. And she obviously was the one with all the experience in the front. And so we had me and Ina Marie Fenter as the shooters who were like the babies. And yeah, no, but it was a great experience. Commonwealth Games was amazing. And obviously last year's World Cup, such a good time.
Yeah, so we look at 2019, which was a huge year for South African netball as a team. You really made a mark at the World Cup, ending in fourth, but you gave New Zealand a run for their money. You gave the UK a run for their money. It certainly wasn't as if they ran all over you. And then the South African team won the African Netball Champs. So, I mean, that must have been a big year. But talk to us about your emotions prior to that, because you weren't initially included in the squad for the World Champs. And you actually got called up a little bit later or just before the tournament started. So that must have been a mixed emotion for you.
I mean, that's the thing. So I didn't originally make Commonwealth Games either. Our president of Netball South Africa, Cecilia Molokwane, she calls me the super sub because I never originally make it. And always these dramatic things happen where I'm like on the other side of the world and then they're like, hi, it's us again, fly over once again. Like it's happened more than once. So yeah, that's basically what happened again last year. I mean, we're all human. I'm not going to say I wasn't disappointed that I didn't make the World Cup team. Yeah, it was shattering because I had just had the best season of my life in England, and yeah, I had like the highest shooting average in the whole Super League at 96%. And yes, then to not be selected was disappointing, but even more disappointing was we didn't find out for like until 3 weeks afterwards why we weren't selected. So I just made peace with that, and I was on my way to Australia to go play another tournament when I had flown Cape Town to Joburg, was on my way walking to Qantas check-in, got a call again and being like, Ziggy, where are you? I'm like, no, I'm flying to Sydney tonight. And they said, no, you're not, girl. You're flying tonight to London. I'm like, why? Wrong. And they're like, no, because congrats, you again have now been called up to go play World Cup. I was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so it was obviously an experience I was not prepared for at all. Not at all, because if you aren't selected, the motivation to keep training as hard as the others, and but then I just arrived and was fortunate enough to be with the team, and no, it was really good. They were very welcoming. I was a bit nervous coming in late, but no, it was good. They were very supportive, and it was good. The girls did the best they've done in 25 years, because the last time, well, 24 years last year, because the last time they had won or made top 4 was in 95. So yeah, it was good. I was so proud to be like part of the team, just to be there and then beating Jamaica. And yeah, no, I think it was good.
Oh, I mean, it was a phenomenal achievement. I think I don't think the netball team actually gets the credit it deserves for their performance in that World Cup. But then you came back and the team won the African netball champs. That must have also been quite a moment to savor.
I mean, yes, because the coach who had just had us for the past cycle, so from just like straight after World Cup in 2015 till last year, Norma, she decided, like, well, she said goodbye to us, like she decided to retire. So that was July, and then October we had African champs under completely new management. So we had a new head coach, a new assistant coach, the Red Badenhorst and Dumisani Chauke. And I really respect them. They are, weirdly enough, the coaches we had at World Students in Miami, or the Red was the head coach at World Students in Miami, World Uni. And yeah, it was so good. We lost really valuable players with lots of experience, like Erin Burger and Mareka Holtzhausen. And Pumza and Carla, 2 of our superstars, the stalwarts at the back of the court, they had a 2-month rest because they had just finished their season in Australia. So yeah, it was so good to see the morale high and all of us just coming together as a team and being we might be a new team, we might be inexperienced, but we're just going to work hard and smash these African countries. And thank goodness we managed to do that.
So, and you came home with the gold. What was it like standing on the top step, receiving your gold medal?
It was nice because obviously Africa, we know, is a sleeping giant. The netball out there is so different. It's so physical. Every match, its body's on the line, and you're just getting pinched in places you didn't know you can get pinched. And no, it's good. It's a good reward because to know your hard work paid off. I always just think we've come so far. We're not going to let them beat us now. We've gone through emotional trauma to even just get into this position to play a final. So let's just smash them. So no, it felt really rewarding.
So netball is not all glitz and glam. There is a bit of dirty play on the side that doesn't get caught up in the cameras.
Definitely. Without a doubt, netball is a sport that it's classified a non-contact ladies sport. If you take a deeper look into it, you'll see there's a lot of foul play. But it's not. Some people, they do it purposefully and maliciously. But I mean, for example, when I go on court, when I'm about to go on court, I don't have a front thing of my brain, oh, I'm going to go out just to push everyone over and beat them up. It happens when the other players start to contest. We contest for the ball, and often umpiring, I mean, I guess in any sport, umpiring is a bit dodge. So yeah, that's what happens when the umpires aren't in control, and this ball you have to get, and you've just got to get this ball, and you can't afford to lose it because it's goal for goal. So you're just going to have to go all out, and if that means take out the other player, unfortunately, you just it's battle of the toughest out on the netball court. fight of the
Has there been
fittest.
has there been a player that's been your standout hardest competitor that you've played to date?
Yes, without a doubt. Oh, I hate to admit it, but it's definitely Shamira Sterling. So she is from Jamaica. She's the goalkeeper there, and she's just so, she's so good. Like, I don't know, yeah, she's just got such elevation and such long limbs, and she just gets her fingers in tips on any ball. So, but I think with her, I rate her because she's a clean player. I mean, she has, obviously everyone, there'll be a bit of push and shoves, but like she's definitely been one that I'm just dreading to play. But I mean, it's good. Every time you play her, you become better. So, because you have to think of different ways to outwit them or to toughen up and like gun them out the way or something. So, yeah.
It doesn't sound like the easiest sport. So you're in the UK at the moment. You are playing in the Netball Super League season there for London Pulse. How's it going so far there? Is the competition strong, or what's the level there?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a step up from African netball, South African netball. For me, so firstly, Pulse, we are currently third. We were second. I think we're actually second, weirdly enough, on the log just before isolation started, or this whole coronavirus pandemic. Yeah, no, it's been going really well. My team, I moved teams. I was at Surrey Storm, and then I moved across to London Pulse. And no, it's been such a good experience there. But I've been in the UK now this is my third season. And one thing that I've definitely noticed is that it's a way higher step up from South African netball, just in terms of who we play against. So we are 10 teams in the league, and every weekend I'm either playing against someone who is currently playing for England, who has played for England, who is in their like futures program, so that's like their top 35, or we'll play Malawi, Uganda, New Zealand players, Aussie players, Fijians, like all the other netball nations. We've had people from Trinidad and Tobago. So all these other nations that have like really good players, they all also come, either if they don't make it in Australia, then they tend to come to England. So every weekend I'm playing against like someone really tough, and it's the matches are like you win with like 2 points, one or 2 or 3 points. Like, whereas in South Africa, that's just the difference that I find. Like, obviously in South Africa, because netball isn't even a semi-professional sport yet, you only have your like pool of South African players, of which your top players are playing Australia, New Zealand, or England, and then the rest you play against the rest of your country. So the level of competition is just not exactly the same. So like in my team, I've got girls from New Zealand, Ireland, Jamaica, and then like Scotland, England. So it's a bigger pool, and because of that, you like learn a lot from other levels of playing. And like, yeah, like I said, just every weekend that I'm like, oh, another difficult player because she's from New Zealand, or she's from Australia, or this is England's starting lineup goal defense, or it's just like a never-ending battle. But I love it because obviously it keeps you sharp and wanting to improve. So yeah,
it certainly can only make you a better player. And if you had to give advice to a young girl, would you recommend going over to the UK or to Australia to play in the overseas leagues there to improve their game? Is it a move you could make?
grad 1 year and then come across. Definitely, encourage anyone to come that could come. The only problem is, in order to play in these leagues, you have to have some like an international cap. So you need, like, they do that. Like, if you're an import, like obviously I have a German passport, so I count as a domestic player. But with other girls, like you have to have an international cap to qualify to play, or a European passport. So, yeah.
And Sigi, do you have any vices from South Africa that you miss or that your mom sends you, like cream soda or Nesquik or Biltong or anything, or do you get it all from your local South African shop?
So I get my chutney biltong from my. I'm laughing. Sorry, I'm just laughing because the amount of chutney biltong I've ordered this isolation, and the family I'm staying at, they're like, when the package comes, they're like, oh my gosh, another packet of chutney biltong. The schools are big. So I get my chutney biltong from all the online shops here from South African shops, but my mom brought the marshmallow Easter eggs and those white hard beacon Easter eggs because she came to visit in March, and I was very happy. That's like the only thing I miss, and like a proper braai with, like rooikrans braai out, and a bit of a chop and the spices, and but I think like you can get everything here, just the braai is definitely not the same.
Have you not been teaching your host family how to braai properly?
Nah, it's a sensitive topic. These they pride themselves in their barbecues, and I'm just like, Nah, no, I'm joking. They're really good. They just braai things differently. They'll braai a hamburger or something, whereas we'll braai a horse or Nah, it's good. They've been amazing. I've learned a few things how they barbecue that I can definitely apply to my own South African braai when I get home. So yeah.
And Sigi, what does the future hold for you? Unfortunately, obviously, netball is not an Olympic sport yet. So is it the next World Champs, which are or the World Cup, which is taking place in South Africa? Is that the focus at the moment?
Currently, my focus is I would love to, within the next 2 years, be playing in Australia firstly. So that's like my goal. Okay, so I've got a short, medium, and long term. My short term is to, when this league resumes, help my team to definitely end top 5, followed by having the highest goal average in the league. So that's my number one focus. I'm just like, I want to be the best shooter in this league, untouchable. So that's my goal. Then another goal, medium goal, is to be making the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games team with SASCOC, and then 2023, obviously that's part of it, the World Cup, because Cape Town is my home. So I would love to play a home World Cup. Yeah, so that's definitely my goal as well, to make sure that I am improving day by day, week by week, so that I can be good enough to play in 2023 at the South African World Cup, ultimately.
We're all sure that you will be, and we'll be holding thumbs for you here. So
Thank
it's
you.
been to chat to you on Sport SA Daily Diary. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
Good luck with the rest of the lockdown there in the UK, and with the league. We'll certainly be following you closely.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Take care. Join us again tomorrow on Sport SA Daily Diary. We will be chatting to Paralympian Gavin Kilpatrick.